A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke, chapter 14, verses 25 to 33. Great crowds accompanied Jesus on his way, and he turned and spoke to them. If any man comes to me without hating his father, mother, wife, children, brothers, sisters, yes, and in his own life too, he cannot be my disciple. Anyone who does not carry his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. And indeed, which of you here intending to build a tower would not first sit down and work out the cost to see if it had enough to complete it? Otherwise, if he laid the foundations and then found himself unable to finish the work, the onlookers would all start making fun of him and saying, "Here is a man who started to build and was unable to finish." Or again, what king marching to war against another king would not first sit down and consider whether with 10,000 men who could stand up to another who advanced against him with 20,000? If not, then while the other king was still a long way off, he would send envoys to sue for peace. So in the same way, none of you can be my disciples unless he gives up all his possessions. So in the same way, Jesus says, none of you can be my disciple unless he gives up all his possessions. Now, although Jesus says that none of you can be my disciples unless he gives up all his possessions, he relates the statement very oddly to two particular incidences. He connects them in this way. The first one was a man who is building a building and he's not able to complete it. He has not given enough thought to the planning of the building before starting to build. Well, how is that connected to if any man does not give up his possessions, cannot follow me? Now, the connection is in terms of the priority. What Jesus wants us to know that there are sacrifices that needs to be made. When you start to follow Jesus, you are bound to have to make some sacrifices. This is a given. And you have to consider this before following Jesus. Now, to me, the sacrifices we have to make are not, it's not hating your father or mother or brother or sister or even your own life, but understanding that your life is now changed and you are living in Jesus, in as a disciple of Jesus, in his ways, in what pleases him. Now that is a sacrifice. Meaning, to me, it means, for me personally, this means that I cannot get angry because that is me. Getting angry is me. But if I am to follow Jesus, I cannot get angry. I cannot speak up against people when they upset me. I cannot let my ego get the better of me, which happens to me all the time. And that is, for me, a great sacrifice and a difficult thing to do. And that, for me, is following Jesus and making the sacrifice. What is your sacrifice? Have a good day, my brothers and sisters.